I thank God for going back to school and getting an education and DeVry University. That's the school I go to, DeVry University, to learn basic Civil Rights Act, Title VII Act, like all these laws, and they want to play in your face. They want to act like you don't know anything. Like, no, I know the law, and I know you're violating my rights, my basic human rights. You're violating it. It's a RICO crime. Whatever they got going on in the court, it's a RICO crime, and they don't want to take accountability for their shit. And then they're all doing corrupt things, illegal things. And it's just wrong. It is wrong, morally wrong. Everything is wrong. And nobody wants to say anything. Nobody wants to do anything. Nobody wants to take a stand. Nobody wants to represent me. Nobody wants to stick up for me. Every attorney is afraid. And it's because it's mafia. It's bigger than, hold on. It's bigger, it's mafia, because these laws were created because of the mafia. The mafia had their hands in a lot of places of business. They had control. They had control of the police department. They had control over people. They would bribe people. They would kill people, murder people. Accidents happen. They would threaten people, intimidate people. Everyone was afraid to come against the mafia. And that's why there was so much crime and so much corruption, and they got away with so many things. And that's why these laws were created, because of the mafia, because of the crime, because of the corruption. These laws were created to help the people, to fix the system, because the system is damaged. The system is corrupt, and the people in places of power are corrupt. How can you prove it if everyone's a part of it? Everybody is a part of it. And this has been going on since the 1960s, the 1970s. It has been a problem. It has been a problem. And that's why these laws were enforced, enacted. These laws were created because it's a problem. It's not small. This is a big deal. It's a big deal, and it's a big problem, and everybody is a part of it, and nobody wants to do anything. And I'm just like, oh my God. And I had to go to school to learn this shit, because they don't tell you. They don't want you to know. They just put you out there to work, and you don't know what's really going on in these places of employment. You have to sit there and you have to figure shit out. And it's just like, oh my God, like, they're not supposed to do that. Like, that's wrong, that's illegal. Like, they're violating my rights. And then you have to complain, and then they don't do anything when you complain. You're writing complaints. You're doing what you're supposed to do as a civilian, as a regular person, and then they don't do anything. They don't help you. That's the whole thing. And then it's the unified court system. It's a system. It's a big system. Everywhere in the United States of America is the unified court system. Why is it not all the same? It's not all. Every state has their own law. Why does it have their own laws? It has their own laws so that it's easier to control the people in that state. That's why it's like that. That's why I can't transfer to another state. I have to transfer within New York State, and then they all know each other. They all know each other, and they're all corrupt. And it's just like, oh my God, what am I gonna do? What can I do? That's why I come on here and I talk about this shit online, because I'm like, oh my God, like, these people are so fucking stupid and corrupt, and then they're all a part of it. So then I could sit here and I could complain and I could talk about it and I could tell them what they are not doing. I can say it, and then they still don't do it because, oh, you have no power, you have no authority. They don't have to do their job because I'm just one person. I don't know. I don't know. And I talk about it. I talk about it because I want somebody to do something. I want the president of the United States of America to do something. The FBI to do something. Somebody to come in here and do fucking something, because nothing is getting done. Nothing is moving. How is nothing moving? How is nobody doing their job? I don't know, how is this acceptable? How is this acceptable? How is this okay? And these laws were created all these years ago, and then there's more laws. You know, you need more laws. You need more things, more people. I don't know. How are you gonna fix this? How are you gonna fix this? Create more laws to make people do their fucking job? Like, if you don't do your job, if you don't, I don't know. I don't know what they're gonna do, because it's so damaged. Is damaged. The Civil Rights Act of 1964. Like 1964, when crime was big. It was mafias, it was mobs, it was heavy crime. It was such a big problem for New York. They, you know, it's for everyone all over the United States of America, and the laws were created to stop the corruption, to stop the discrimination, to stop this shit. And then they're still doing it. We're in 2025, and they're still doing it, and they're disregarding the laws. They're disregarding it because they own the government. The government is corrupt. The unified court system is full of criminals in suits and ties. It's an organized crime. It's an organized institution, and everyone is a part of it. That's why I can't get an attorney. Everybody's scared. They're scared of the mafia, because it's the mafia. These acts, the RICO Act, it was because it was crime related to the mafia. They were affiliated with the mafia. That, you know, and this is, I'm doing research. I'm looking information. It's online. These laws were created because of mafia crime, organized crime, and it was so bad. It was so bad. It was worse than what it is now. You know, it was worse back in the days. It was worse. But it still happens. Racism still happens. Discrimination still happens. It's like all this stuff still happens. They just hide and play in your face, and everybody's a part of it. Nobody says anything, and you can't do nothing about it because nobody does their fucking job. Like, oh, I hate this fucking job. I don't work there. I don't have to deal with the stupidity, but I'm just like, oh my God, like, these laws are in effect. Nobody does their job. Nobody cares. Nobody wants to do anything. Who can you go to? When I went to everyone. I email everyone. I speak to judges, chief judges. I speak to the top. I want the top. I want the head. The head boss. I want that person to fucking talk to me. Say something to me. Tell me something about this case. Tell me something about the inheritances. Tell me something about the lawsuits. Tell me something about what was stolen from me. Say something. Nobody wants to say nothing. Nobody wants to tell me nothing. It's crazy. The reality of this shit is fucking crazy. I just had to let it out. Paulina B. Garcia versus the Bronx Supreme Courthouse, because I'm suing the entire Bronx Supreme Courthouse. And I'm suing the entire unified court system for New York State, because I can't sue every unified court system for the entire United States of America. I can only sue my state, because each one is kept different, because their crime is kept internal within that state. I can't transfer out of state. I can only transfer within the state. And then you need a title to transfer. You can't just transfer. And I'm just like, oh my God. Like, it's just so, and then they make all these little rules, all these little stipulations, so you can't do anything. You can't argue. It's outside of my jurisdiction, and this, that, and the fucking third. And it's like everybody should do the same job. They should have the same function. Then they don't, you know? Why don't they? It's so that the crime is kept internal, so the crime can continue, so no one can do their job. I'm just like, no, y'all don't see this shit? Like, no one sees this. It's crazy. Leave with love, leave with love, leave with love. Stay positive and bye bye. This too shall pass, and something has to happen. Something has got to change. If the laws don't change, something has got to change. Lead with love. Bye.